Apple decided to screw it and gave us a brand new redesigned iMac and an iPad Pro that is designed for God. Rest in peace to my wallet. I'm just gonna start this off with the good stuff. The new iPad Pro is beyond amazing. Apple threw in every last little bell and whistle in this thing and made a truly amazing device. Let's get into some more of the specs before I give my thoughts on it, but first of all, they added an M1 chip to a damn iPad. For those who don't know, the M1 chip is what powers the new MacBooks and the all-new redesigned iMac. All that power in an iPad. It's just ridiculous. The iPad has already been in a class of its own compared to other tablets, but this is like kicking everybody else when they're down. The 11-inch iPad Pro is an 8-core CPU and an 8-core GPU, a new Thunderbolt connector using the same USB-C connection. When you upgrade to the 12.9-inch iPad Pro, you get the new mini LED display, which Apple is calling Liquid Retina XDR, with 2,500 local dimming zones, a 1,000:1 contrast ratio, and 1,600 nits peak brightness. It's overkill, but damn, it's beautiful. It's 50% faster than the 2020 iPad, and with the addition of Thunderbolt, we get a whole new set of accessories the iPad can now connect with. You get 4 times faster bandwidth, meaning you can output this iPad to a 6K display effortlessly. Like, no effort. Storage goes up to 2 terabytes now with 16 gigabytes of RAM in the 1 and 2 terabyte storage options, and 8 gigabytes of RAM in all the other smaller variants. We have support for 5G connectivity, which is always welcomed, and a new 12 megapixel ultra wide front camera with this feature called Center Stage. Basically, it follows you around on FaceTime calls and Zoom calls, and developers can enable this for any other app, so you're always in the center frame. Okay. All that to say, I'm in love with this iPad, but
with great power comes great responsibility.
It's time for Apple to fully unlock the power of the iPad. I think we'll see a bunch of new software for the iPad with WWDC around the corner and iPadOS 15, along with some new Pro apps, because if the iPad has the same chips as MacBooks and the smaller iMac, it should be able to run native versions or optimized versions of Final Cut Pro on it as well, right? And if they don't, well, then we have all this power for nothing. And these iPads have been plenty capable for a long, long time, so come on, Apple. They laid the future groundwork down with the addition of external displays and drives, and now with Thunderbolt, it only makes sense we get some real apps. I see this iPad as a great indicator where the iPad is headed, and I can't wait for the future. Oh yeah, pricing and availability. The 11-inch iPad Pro starts at $799, and the 12.9-inch starts at $1099, but if you're expecting to max the iPad out, you're looking at a cool $2,400. And that's for the 12.9-inch iPad Pro with 2 terabytes of storage and 5G connectivity, which is essentially the same as buying a MacBook, but without the 5G. But hey, everyone has different needs, and that's why the iPad even exists, so. To make things even more interesting, Apple revealed the new redesigned iMac, and its look has been the most controversial part about this keynote. It's either you love it or you hate it, and I'm kind of in the middle. They gave us 7 new colors to pick from, an ode to the original iMac colors in 1998, but if they had a matte black version, I literally would be all over it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I am happy, however, they moved from the smaller 21.5-inch size to the new 24-inch size. That's more in line with other external monitor sizes, and they bumped the resolution up to 4.5K. Anyways, besides all this new look of the iMac, there's some unique features on the inside too. You get the M1 chip that powers the MacBooks and the Mac Mini in this iMac, a new 1080p webcam which doubles the resolution of the older iMac, and the M1 chip's neural network actually improves quality in real time as well. It comes paired with an option of 3 new keyboards that are all color matched to whatever color iMac you choose, and the Magic Mouse. I don't want to talk about the Apple, with all this innovation, why didn't you fix the charging port in the Magic Mouse? Everyone uses their mouse until it dies. And when it does, you can't even use it while it's charging. Wow. Back to the point. Back to what I was saying. You have your standard wireless keyboard as option 1. Option 2 has that same keyboard with Touch ID sensor in the top right corner, which I think is great because the keyboard itself has its own secure enclave, and then it talks to the secure enclave in the computer for even more security. And the last and final keyboard is the same as option 2, but with a numerical keypad as well. Let's talk a little bit about the differences between the models. If you opt for the base iMac, it'll run you $1299. And it comes with an 8-core CPU and a 7-core GPU, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and 256 gigabytes of storage. It comes in 4 colors as opposed to the 7 in the mid-range, and you're only getting 2 Thunderbolt ports on the back. Not a deal breaker, but it's expected as the base option. Also, the Touch ID keyboard will be extra for this model. Onto the mid and high side of things, they start at $14.99 and you get one more GPU core, so that's 8 cores, up to 2 terabytes of internal storage, and RAM options up to 16 gigabytes. The power adapter comes with a gigabit Ethernet port built in, and you get 2 extra USB 3 ports in the back in addition to the 2 Thunderbolt ports. To anybody watching this who had an iMac in the past, you know the struggle of trying to plug headphones in since the headphone port was on the back of the iMac. You kind of had to feel around for it. Now the headphone jack's on the side of the iMac.
Oh my God.
I know. This is big news. More importantly, this is a replacement for the smaller baseline 21.5-inch iMac, so you can assume there's going to be a replacement for the higher-end 27-inch iMac with an even more powerful chip, which hopefully doesn't have the huge chin at the bottom and isn't so playful. I don't know, I'm trying not to say ugly because it can be cute, but like, why are the bezels white? Like, what is up with that? When the screen is off, it's going to be black with a white, it's weird. Airtags, whatever. Airtags, the new product category Apple will dominate, and Tile will be a thing of the past. Oh, what's that? Oh, Tile already asked Congress to investigate Apple for antitrust concerns an hour after the announcement. Okay, well, AirTags are item trackers that use the Find My network to locate anything from your keys to your sanity. Maybe not that good, but it's great for finding lost things and they even make noise to help you locate things. It works the same way as Find My iPhone. Just pop open the app and it'll show you where your device is on a map. But it has this thing called precision tracking that's more like GPS navigation for things in Bluetooth range. Looking at a map is one thing, like, oh, it says my keys are in the house, but it doesn't really help you find where your keys are actually at. But having an arrow guide you on the way your keys are and how many feet away you are from that device is revolutionary for the item tracking game. Apple thought a lot about privacy with these as well. As you might know, Apple devices can be used as little beacons to help find a missing device. Let's say Joe Schmo lost his iPhone at a bar. He'll open Find My iPhone on another device, and let's just, for this situation, let's just say that his iPhone is dead now. When he reports his iPhone lost, everyone at the bar's iPhone sends anonymous encrypted signals back saying, hey, the iPhone is here somewhere. Now, think about how powerful that becomes when you add a whole bunch of these AirTags. Like, losing things will be a thing of the past when you have a billion devices pinging each other saying, hey, this thing is right here. On the flip side, Apple has also thought about someone using your AirTag to track your location. So if you're out and about somewhere and someone tries to stick an AirTag on your car or something, the iPhone will let you know, like, hey, there's an unknown AirTag nearby, and actually like direct you to where the AirTags is, like in your car or wherever they put it. A little peace of mind I think we can all appreciate. With a battery life that lasts over a year, these bad boys are definitely going to come in handy, and the battery is user replaceable too. AirTags are only $29 for one and $99 for a pack of 4, but for some reason you just hate money and want to get rid of it, Hermes has a key ring for $350 and a luggage tag for $450, which is 15 times the cost of an actual AirTag. So I just want to have a few words with whoever is keeping Hermes in business because, never mind. Apple TV got a modest update that added an A12 Bionic chip up from the A10X chip from 2019, so expect better performance in launching apps, streaming, and much better gaming. HDMI 2.1 was also added for newer TVs that support high refresh for HDR, with 120 frames per second being added later in a future update. But most content won't be available at 120 frames per second anyways, but it might be cool to play some games off Apple's arcade at 120 frames. If you haven't seen the horror stories from people dropping or throwing their Apple TV remotes from playing video games, let me get you up to speed.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah, so it's only right that Apple made a new Siri remote. It basically combines the old remote design with the new remote design, removes the glass, and voila. You can click, you can swipe, you can even do circle gestures like the OG iPods to scroll to a list, rewind, and fast forward video. If you're looking for the Siri button, they move it to the side of the remote, kind of like your iPhone, you know, it's natural. But the coolest part about the Apple TV presentation was that they're utilizing the iPhone's camera for auto TV color calibration to the industry standard. Most people buy their TVs, they unbox them, they wall mount them, whatever they do, but they don't calibrate them, watching hundreds and hundreds of hours of content on stock settings. Apple's making it easy for you to see what the directions your favorite show wanted you to see with much better color and improved contrast after calibration. 6th generation Apple TV retains the same pricing as last generation at $179 for 32 gigabytes and $199 for 64 gigabytes, with shipments slated to start in May. All in all, this event was jam-packed with surprises, and I'm really glad it got some people talking. I know I'll be watching the iPad like a hawk, and if I had to draw any criticisms about this event, I'd have to say, with the newly announced AirTags, why doesn't the new iPad have the U1 chip in it to be able to locate missing items like the iPhone can. Like, that GPS feature is genius. I don't know. More importantly, the new Apple TV remote should have the Airtags tech built into it. Like, how smart would that be? How many times do you lose your remote in the couch? Like, that's definitely a miss. Lastly, I would gladly have a little thicker iMac to not have that chin on the bottom anymore. I know it's supposed to be like an entry-level iPad, so it doesn't really, iPad. It's an entry-level iMac, so it doesn't really matter, but we've come leaps and bounds in display tech, and I just feel like the chin has been there since 2004, and we don't need it anymore. Anyways, there's still hope for the 27-inch iMac whenever that gets announced, but just seeing that chin again is really like, stab me. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. Let me know down in the comments if you have anything else that you guys want to talk about, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.